Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to today's press conference. Bulldogs will hit the road this weekend, head down to Sanford. The game will kick at 3 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock Central local time down there. Here to talk about the Bulldogs, head coach Brent Thompson.
Thank you, John. I'll just speak briefly about Saturday's game. And, most of you guys that were there or witnessed it or watched the highlights on film. It's become, I would say, a reoccurring theme, and that is throughout the game there, we think we've got one thing figured out. We got one thing fixed. I thought we came out, we played with emotion, we played with passion. We made some big plays, and offensively we made some big plays to put us up by 7. And then one thing just goes wrong, and then after that it was just hard to recover for us. Mercer's a very good team. There's a reason why they're 6-1. I think they've got, or 6-2 with a loss to Alabama. I think they've got a very good football team there. They play very stout on defense. But we weren't without the opportunities to be able to win that game. And, it's just disappointing that we cannot find a way into the win column with with trying to overcome some of the mistakes that had occurred throughout the game. So at this point, it is what it is. I've had to move on from it. I've had the kids move on from it. We've got a shorter week, being that we're traveling on Thursday this week. And we've got 3 more opportunities. And we've got to make the best of these 3 more opportunities and see if we can't fix all those mistakes and correct the things that we can correct and get ourselves a win. Questions?
Coach, what's the sense of the players in the locker room? I'm sure they're probably defeated, like you say. I mean, do you kind of get a sense of what they're going through, what they're feeling right now?
Well, after the game, they were a lot of them were emotionally upset, and as was I. I mean, it was another one of those games where we thought we had it in our grasp. We played hard enough on defense. I thought we had our opportunities on offense. Special teams kind of made a couple of critical errors in the special teams game, punted it right to them at one point in there, and missed a field goal. And then the kickoff, you're barely over the line, close enough right there, where it could be called, it couldn't be called, and that's a 60, 70-yard difference right there. So once again, there's going to be mistakes made throughout the game. I mean, we're not going to play absolutely perfect offensively or defensively. It's when you make the other ones. It's when you make the larger ones that you can't overcome. We can overcome some. There's always going to be a certain amount of penalties in the game, but you can't overcome them all. We've just got to find a way, and we've got to continue to get better. And that's what I keep preaching to the guys, is just keep pressing forward. Wake up the next morning, and let's get back to work. So we're here.
What's the challenge at Sanford with their offense?
Slowing them down. This is a team that wants to run 90 to 100 plays in a game, and if you let them run out 90 to 100 plays, they're going to run up quite a few points because it's just more opportunities there. So the pressure falls probably more to the offense to keep the defense off the field, right? We've got to be able to, and I told Tony this, is we've got to be able to set a goal for ourselves to get to about 40 minutes of possession time, limit their amount of possession time, and limit their opportunities, keep our defense as fresh as possible, and continue to lean and wear them out. On the defensive side, it's just like you go into the Mercer game knowing that that's going to be a limited possession game, and when you have a limited possession game, it's crucial that you get first downs, and there's a couple opportunities we just weren't able to convert first downs last week. So this week we've got to be able to convert first downs, keep the offense on the field, to keep the defense off the field.
They have given up some points.
They have.
Is there some opportunity there?
I would like to hope so. Certainly that is our goal. We need to score more than we did last week. We need to score more than our opponent to win. So if that's if that is the case, then we need to go out there ready to go. Now, do we need to do anything spectacular on offense? No, we just need to be better.
Kind of going off of that, they played a lot of close games too, a couple of 1- and 2-point games. Do you see an opportunity there if it comes down to a possession or two?
Yeah, 2 years ago it was an overtime. It was a 3 or 4 overtime game down at their place, and Hatch has been involved in a lot of those games. In fact, I think the VMI game last year was a 2-point conversion that VMI ended up beating them on again last year. So I think it's the same thing as these guys. They're going to be able to score. We've got to be able to score with them at times, but we've also got to be able to hopefully not take them to overtime at that point, beat them in regulation, because that's where it gets to be challenging on the road, playing all those plays.
You mentioned the defense. They did well without Willie and Anthony for 3.5 years.
We did, yeah. And, at some point we started to press a little bit. Same thing happened to us at the end of the Western game, is you start to press too much there and you start to take risks on defense that you wouldn't take normally in the first or the second, early on in the second half right there. But we did. I thought Kyler played extremely well. Tony did a good job of putting him in position to be able to play. Jamazin didn't take very many defensive reps, so hopefully he'll be back in the ability to play this week and be a little bit more available to us.
What do you think about Willie and Anthony?
I don't think either one of them will play this week.
You got Ryan McCarthy back. Does that help?
It does. It helps with just keeping those wide receivers as fresh as possible. Raleigh, when you're running down the field, I thought Tyler makes a great play. Tyler really had a couple of good plays throughout the last 2 weeks. He's going to be a very good football player for us, but in the meantime, it's going to rely a little bit on Ryan to get in there and take some pressure off of both those two guys.
I know Joey took that sack there. I think it was the second quarter when you were knocking on the door. A couple of decisions like that the last couple of weeks. Is that him trying to do maybe a little bit too much, or he trusts his instincts when something like that just kind of gets away from him?
Yeah, Jeff asked me about that after the game, and what ended up happening was he just got outside the protection. You got to know where to scramble, where to get that thing off. So the thought process there for me, and I was asked about this a couple times, was, all right, we're going to take a shot at the end zone. We're at the 5 or 6 yard line. We'll take a shot at the end zone. We'll just kick it from where we are right there. We'll make it a one possession game and keep it close. But it's a play that's meant to just get out of his hands quickly. Unfortunately, it didn't get out of his hands quickly. Tried to scramble and make a play. We just got to know if it's not there to just get rid of it. Logan was inside out on the defender. We can't get outside of our protection. We just got to kind of stay in there.
You tried a new kicker this week. Is that going to be a week-to-week competition?
No, Colby wasn't available in the middle of the week, and so we had to. We just went with Steele because he'd been the one to practice. We knew Colby could do the kickoffs, but he hadn't practiced many of the field goals that week, so we put Ben in there. So we'll probably go back and forth a little bit this week, but at least we'll have Colby available to be able to challenge.
I think a guard got hurt.
JB Lewis did. JB Lewis is probably day-to-day right now. The good thing is we don't think it's very significant or serious, but it's going to be something where it'll be day-to-day and just to be a matter of the position that he plays as to whether he'll be able to play with whatever sort of uncomfortability he's going to have at that position. Yeah, unfortunately, JB's a fifth-year senior for us, got a lot of plays in there. He's been a really solid offensive lineman for us, but Bryson Jones came in. I thought he did a fine job. We started Zach Blanchard at the other guard spot this week over Jonathan Toole. So we've had 2 younger guards playing in there, and I thought both of them did fairly well I think that was Zach's 3rd start, and Bryson's really 2nd or 3rd game he's played in a career.
So what's your message to the guys about how you want them to finish out this season?
Well, hey, we still got an opportunity to win all these games, and that's what I said to him yesterday, is we've got to look at it as we can go 5-6 this year. We go 5-6, it's the best we can possibly be. That's the way that you need to approach life is we need to wake up every single day and get better. That's all we can do is nobody's going to feel sorry for you. I know Sanford's not going to feel sorry for you. I don't feel sorry for you because nobody feels sorry for me right now. We just got to move on. And it's all a mindset at this point is we've been here before. We kind of went through our rough patch last year. We're going through it again this year, but it's just kind of where we are.
Going off of that, do you go into Sanford with a chip on your shoulder and having lost 4 straight? You just kind of
We better. Yeah, we better show up. And the thing about it is we're going to show up with, without some key guys to it. So we better show up with a chip on our shoulders, some guys that are anxious and maybe that haven't been given an opportunity to get an opportunity to play for the first time and see what those guys can do. And at this point, I think it's going to be good for us. Thanks, guys.